Hello, everyone. This is Pedro Baez from Go for Glory Stable. Today is July 20th, 2025. This is the baby video. And I sent an email recently on it on a bunch of the Paul Kelly babies. So I'm not just gonna read off those emails, but I'm just gonna quickly paraphrase them. So, adios, my Lindy. Let's start with her. She's our Walner, Massachusetts bred. And by the way, please like and subscribe these videos if you like them, because the more you like and subscribe, the more the algorithms kick in and it kind of spreads the word for Go for Glory Stable. So we're trying to keep getting the word out the best way we can, and you all help us immensely. So whenever you do it. So all right, let's get started. Adios, my Lindy. She is a Walner filly, Trotton filly, 2 year old, and it's kind of the same story as last week and 2 weeks ago. Whereas we probably won't see her qualify probably until August, and that's the big benefit of Massachusetts program that they race in mainly. It's like 3 legs and it's in September and October. I think I can't remember when exactly in September. I have to pull it up, but it's September, October, and it gives us time. The benefit is for horses like Adios My Lindy, who she needs time to mature mentally. It gives us time for those horses to just a little bit longer to just get comfortable and stop fighting Paul so much, and just understand that we're on the same team. So that's her story. Physically healthy, no issues, nothing like that. Power. So as far as healthy and soundness, A plus. Power, A plus. Ability and everything, A plus. It's more of like her just maturity right now, her mental maturity. It's just as soon as Paul started intensifying things, it got a little. She started breaking some breaks here and there in their miles and her training miles. So that's where Paul's at. He's like you haven't been making breaks all year. So where is this coming from? It's because she's getting hot. She's getting really excited. So he's gonna he's gonna put an open bridle. He's gonna put an open bridle on her, and that will. He's hoping that will kind of like allow her to see things more, and that'll help her get more comfortable. And then also he's thinking about just putting her outside. He has like a little paddock behind his house that he can put horses. So he's going to put her and a friend out there, another filly, and just hopefully that they can kind of play around and not cooped up in the stall all day, and maybe that will help her mannerisms and her mental makeup, just to kind of get get through whatever she's dealing with from a getting frazzled perspective and getting really worked up. So that's Adios My Lindy. Other than that, she's doing fine. The other thing, I pulled this up because in the meantime, for the Adios My Lindy owners, you can always keep track of our friend Takeda Lindy right here. That is her 3 year old older brother, and he already made 122 grand, and he's still rolling. Granted, we don't want to root on him too much because he's going to be going against Moneyman potentially, who we have in the barn, but in Massachusetts. But yeah, as long as he keeps rolling, he's going to help her from a broodmare value perspective. Not saying we're going to need her broodmare value perspective, but it's always a nice little bit of insurance to have with these fillies and mares that whenever we need to sell her down the line, uh, as long as they keep building up that resume, she'll be a sought after uh, broodmare in the market. So that's a nice thing to kind of keep watching on the side. That's Keto Lindy. So keep an eye on him. And all right, let's move on to the next horse. Trying to make sure I don't skip one. I skipped one last time, racehorse last time. All right, Geologic. So Geologic, the story with him is uh, he is doing fine. He just had this another injection right here in the gluteal area. I know one of you trainers or ex-trainers are going to say, "Oh, it's probably here or there." Bear with me. I'm not a trainer and I'm not a breeder or anything, but pretty sure the gluteal area is right over here. So that's where he got another injection. He got the same thing back in February and March, and it helped a lot. It like really springboarded him to kind of like really go forward. So Paul got that done again recently, and so he's kind of waiting, letting that kind of kick in and everything. That's why he didn't race this week, and then and so he got that done. He got the shoeing done because he was kind of brushing himself over here on the left hand, on the left hind of his leg when he was in that qualifier. So the shoeing change that he did, he's hoping between the shoeing change, gluteal injection, he's ready to roll. And then yeah, and then the plan is today is the 20th, so Wednesday, all you Plain Ridge guys, keep me honest. Wednesday, 23rd, I believe, is the draw for Sunday and Monday, and then I think they have maiden trots. So Paul might be targeting that. Paul does Poconos from time to time too for his babies for overnight races, like prep races. So that will be the next step. I don't know where it's going to be, Plain Ridge Poconos. All I know is that Paul said he doesn't want to do. He's not crazy about Saratoga right now for his first race. So he wants to choose one of those spots. So we'll see what that is. So keep an eye out on the box on our website to see if he's in. It'd be nice if he's in, because that would be our first baby race of the year. So, or potentially first. We'll see what happens with Steel of the Century. But yeah. So that's the story with Geologic. Doing great, healthy, sound, powerful. Got the glute work, glute injection, and shoe and change, and now it's showtime. Now we'll see what we got. So the way Paul works is now it's going to be, I call it like prep races, and that Paul's going to give him races like an overnights, maidens, and things like that. Non-winners 1, non-winners 2, basically to get experience. He just wants them to learn how to follow horses. You have horses all around you, dirt coming in your face. How to be on the lead, how to make a move. How to pull. Stop a little bit if a horse is doing something crazy, or go around the horse, things like that. So right now it's going to be experience. So don't expect Geologic to be blasting off the gate and wiring. That's probably not going to happen. It's going to be more like experience type races, trying to get him experience the next couple times out, and basically dialing him in so that he's ready to roll come September. So, and then we'll see what Paul does if he does like Pennsylvania Stallions or something. But the main goal is Massachusetts. That's where it's probably going to be one single legs for Geologic, just the way the Colt Trotters worked out, 2-year Colt Trotters, meaning it's probably going to be like $75,000 legs, 3 legs for $75,000 each, plus $150,000 final. So that's where you want him to be locked in. You don't want to be locked in, $20,000 stallion races, at Meadows. You know what I mean? Like we want him ready for those big boy races coming up. So that's the story with Geologic. Doing great. Nothing to know from a family perspective with him, like adios. So he doesn't. But yeah, he's doing fine. That's Geologic. The next baby is Steel of the Century. So Steel of the Century is over here. And by the way, you'll notice if you notice Geologic, I put the lifetime past performances up. So he got his 2 qualifier races here, and he's off to the races. So he's up there, and Steel of the Century is up there as well. Then we'll put Adios in second chapter whenever it's their time. All right, so let's do Steel of the Century, and we'll just go right to his qualifier. We're not gonna watch his qualifier. Actually, no, we probably could watch his qualifier, just because it's a recent one, and I'm not sure if everyone saw it. Actually, we have to go to the Woodbine page. Okay, bear with me. And this is going to be the Steel of the Century. Steel of the Century qualifier. And it was good. It was solid. He was he you're not expecting too much with these horses, with these 2-year-olds in their qualifiers. But he was good. I mean, for what we were looking for, and he was on the 18th, I believe, and he was the 10th qualifier. And I think this is him. Let's see here. Steel Century, number 7. All right. Should have had this ready beforehand, but bear with me. So we are right here. Steel the Century is over here in the back. And as you can tell this time, there's no shenanigans. There's no breaking behind the gate. I mean, he does look fired up. Apologies, my cat is here. He does look fired up, which is a good thing. Not crazy. He's not crazy fired up, but you can tell he wants to go. And he's got a nose on the gate, and he's right there. He looks professional. Last qualifier last week was big just to get his experience. These horses, they're not used to, especially these 2-year-olds. They might do schooling behind the gate, like by themselves, maybe with one other horse, but they're not like this with all these horses around them. They're not doing this all the time. So, this is what qualifiers is all about. So, he's he's right there on the outside. This track is Woodbine Mohawk Park, so it's a 7/8 track, which is almost a mile track like Meadowlands. It's 7/8 like Vernon. So let me move my face down here, and here we go over here on the outside. Steal the Century gets off the gate a little bit. Once again, you see Scott. He's not really asking much, so it's really just the horse doing his thing. And as you can see, he's kind of motoring along pretty good. He's got some nice little strides to him. Looks like he's trying. He thought about getting to the front, and he eventually does get to the front. So yeah, I mean that's what we want to see. That's the kind of stuff we want to see. And now he's got experience getting off the gate and getting to the front. So last race was just all right. We just want to take him back and just kind of race him. Now we see him. Now he's got the experience. All right, get off the gate, get to the front. He's getting used to a horse brushing to get in front of him. So now he's going to get behind him and ride the cover. Thank goodness there's no Secretariat in this race like his first qualifier. So he's not. You're not going to see like everyone gapped out by a mile. Everyone's the same type of horse and running the same type of qualifier. And yeah, what I'm looking for here is how he's getting around the turns. Once again, no issue. You can usually tell when the horse, like I'm trying to see here, like that horse behind him, this one behind him, like he's not, like I could tell he's not the greatest. He kind of like shuffled his feet a little bit getting around those turns. I don't want to pick on that horse, but I'm just trying to pick an example of like, you can tell when horses are struggling around turns. I think there's some horses that struggle even around big mile tracks like this. So he has no issue with that. He gets right around there, meaning he possibly has a future on the 5/8 or half mile tracks. And there he is, finishing strong. He's motoring. Scott's only asking a little bit of him. He just kind of reminded him like keep going. He's just reminding him just keep going, and that was good. This was excellent, excellent. Sorry about that. Excellent qualifier. He, there's no issue. Wasn't really used as much, and that's what we want to see. So he's ready to go. He's ready to go. Steel Century's ready to roll. And I said Geologic might be our first. I think Steel Century might be our first. Probably next week. Maybe next week. We'll see. It's either going to be him or Steel Century or Geologic being the first baby overnight race. And we'll see where Paul Reed races him. It might be at Mohawk. It might be at one of the B tracks like I don't know which one's around right now, so if someone who's familiar with Ontario can correct me. But usually like Flamborough and things like that, and Georgian Downs and Grand River. So there's these small half mile and 5/8 tracks around there that similar to here, how we have Meadowlands and then we have like Monticello and Saratoga and things like that, Tioga. There's smaller tracks with lesser competition that he might try over there. So we'll see. And then I don't think he's going to be like at least based on the qualifiers, it doesn't look like it's going to be like an Ontario Sire Stakes Gold type. Those types are flying off the screen. They're going, their qualifiers are in like 51, 52. They're flying off the screen. You can kind of tell when you have one. And then Grassroots is pretty tough. Grassroots is like one level below. It's like the Stallions or the Excelsior, and in Ontario, and the Grassroots is pretty tough too. So the Grassroots, they're going, they can go in like 52, 53, 54. Those 2-year-old pacers. So we'll see how the horse develops and what Paul Reed has in mind. He might be a prospect series, which is like the level below grassroots. Might be grassroots. Might be Ontario Gold. So we'll see kind of how he develops. He could be a horse that he races in overnights because they have a lot of these overnight races where it's like non-winners of lifetime 10,000, 15,000, 20,000, 30. So basically, you get these horses who just haven't earned much money, and they're kind of new, and you can just race them in overnights for pretty good money, like every week. So we'll see what the plan is. But the good thing is, congratulations, all his owners. You have a racehorse. He is ready to roll, fully qualified. Does what he does, and is a good horse. So uh, we'll good luck to you, and we'll see what's next with him. So, but yeah, that was very exciting. He's ready to roll. All right. Second chapter, we do not have uh, video with him of qualifier of any sort. So, but his deal is he's going to be a little bit away. He's just training back. He had the castration, no issues with it, and a powerful horse. Really nice chapter 7. His sister, which doesn't really matter because he's a gelding, but his sister, my debt collector, she's 3 year old. She's 3 years old, and look at this. She's almost made $500,000, and she's 3 years old. So he's got a monster sister, and she's a chapter 7. She's a full sister to him, and that's why I was surprised, and we were all surprised when we got him for 85,000. And some of you are probably like 85,000. That's a ridiculous amount of money to spend for a yearling. It's a lot, but the people who participate in the baby game, you'll see like those yearling prices can go crazy. They can go to $1,000,000. So 85 is a lot for us, but for this horse, like we all felt he really should have been a lot more, like at least 100, at least 125 or something like that. Especially with his sister who's killing it right now. So yeah, that's his story. He's probably going to be. I'm thinking we won't see him qualify until early August, sometime in the first half of August, and that's kind of what my personal mindset is, and we'll see. Maybe Paul will surprise us and be like at the end of July, but that would be next week. So I'm thinking more it's going to be somewhere in the first half of August. That's my guess, just based on talking to Paul and how he's just ramping him up from the castration, and he wants to get him kind of slowly moving forward again. So and catching his breath. So that's that. That's the babies. Good luck to everyone, and we will. Now we're getting towards the end of July, so we're going to start thinking about our future crop of babies. We're not there yet, but we're going to start thinking about our future crop of babies for next year um, at these upcoming yearling sales. So keep stay on the lookout. We'll let you know when we're kind of getting towards that stage. And but yeah, good luck, and enjoy your horses. Good luck.